Team Sloppy Taters here. Taters on the mic, giving you guys a deck list of what I'm going to be running at YCS on Saturday. Not YCS, why did I say YCS? At my regionals on Saturday. I've been reading a lot of YCS stuff. And that's kind of where this build comes from, I'm not going to lie. The YCS Atlanta, 2 random decks topped out of nowhere. The rest were all Dino Rabbit, Windup, and Zector. The 2 decks that topped out of nowhere were Empty Jar deck, an Empty Jar deck, and a Darkwood deck. And I looked at the Darkwood deck, and I liked it a lot. I liked it. The reason I liked it is because it was very simplistic. And I think that's what Darkwoods need to be. Darkwoods need to be simplistic. Their effects are not simplistic, but that's what they need to be. People keep complicating them with tour guides and all these other different combos. The combos are good, the variants are okay, but keep them simplistic, because then you get out of those dead draws. Keeping it simplistic gets you out of those dead draws. It stops you from drawing into specific cards you can't use. But my deck is very similar to the YCS build. It runs 1 beige, because I find beige still useful. Most people don't, but I like to run 1 beige, just for the fact that if I need to, I can normal summon and bounce for a Grapha, and then special summon and bounce for a Grapha. That's really the only reason he's in here. And then 3 Brow to keep your combos rolling. Brow, when you discard him by a card effect, you get to draw 1, which really means if you discard him with the field spell, he's a part of Greed. If you discard him with Drag Down, he's a part of Greed. If you discard him with Darkwood Dealings, he's a part of Greed. All of your discard outlets pretty much give you part of Greed abilities with Brow right here. He's a +1. That's all I gotta say about that. 3 gold and 3 silver. 3 gold, 3 silver. This is where most people are like, what? I thought those were bad. That's where you substitute out for tour guides and ravens. No. I'm running almost a purely Darkwood build. I say almost because there's 3 cards in here that aren't Dark Worlds. But 3 golds, 3 silvers. Gold, ditch them, special summon. Your opponent ditches them, target 2 cards, destroy and special summon. Silver, discard, special summon. If your opponent discards, target 2. Your opponent selects 2 cards in their hand, returns them to the bottom of the deck in any order, and then special summon them. This and this are really good, because they're 2,300 beaters for absolutely no cost, 2,600 beaters with the field spell on the field, which pretty much gets over everything in the meta except for BLS and Dark Armed. And I guess since Acid Golem's about to hit the meta, I wouldn't say it hit meta, it may be a one of in most extra decks. I think it'll be a one of. The only problem I have with Gold is he's very susceptible to Starlight Road, and that new card that people are apparently running, that's pretty much a budget Starlight Road. The huge revolt is over or something like that. I think that's what it is. It's like counter trap. It pretty much has the same effect as Starlight Road, but you don't get to special summon Stardust. You just banish the card you negated, which is pretty. I mean, I guess if you can't get your hands on a Starlight, it's okay. But I have like 3 of them. I have 3 of those cards I just told you about. But yeah, so 3 gold, 3 silver. I love him. 3 Grapha because he's the boss monster of the deck. 3k attack with the field spell on the field. Discard him, blow up a card. If it's discarded by an opponent, you select one of your opponent's cards, look at it. If it's a monster, you get to special summon it to your side of the field, which isn't that good. It could be better, I guess. But it is what it is. A Morphing Jar. Most people don't run Morphing Jar just on the fact that they think it gives your opponent too much advantage over you, which in some cases it does, but if you use it smart and you don't recklessly just use it. It's a good card to have. It gives you those pluses. It gives you the hand refill you need. The hand refill is the biggest plus for you. Morphing Jar is amazing in Dark Worlds. I still love him whether or not people think he gives your opponent an advantage or not. I'll give my opponent that advantage to get my discard out once. Fuck you guys. How about that? How about that? Eat that. Yeah. And then on to 3 Snow. Snow, some people don't get Snow when they first look at him, but he pretty much says if you ditch him, you get a Dark World card to your hand. Any card with Dark World on their name. That means you can get your Dealings, Gates, Grapha, Gold, Brow, Beige, and Silva. Any of those cards. And if your opponent gets rid of them from your hand, you get your Dark World card, and he's a Monster Reborn. So that's cool. Trance Archfiend. Trance Archfiend is new to Dark Worlds and quite possibly the best card in Dark Worlds. He gives you that missing field presence that Dark Worlds have needed. That's why people used Ravens. That's why people used Ravens. Because Fabled Raven, was that monster that you could summon and ditch cards just over. You could summon Raven and get so many pluses. That's what Trance Archfiend does. You can't get as many pluses off of Trance Archfiend as you could with Fabled Raven, because Fabled Raven you are allowed to do it multiple times. Trance Archfiend you can ditch one card once per turn and have this card gain 500 attack. But he's still a good card. He's a 2k beater if you ditch a card. And plus, when he's sent to the graveyard, he's 2300 with a field spell on the field. He's a gold or silver every turn if you have the field spell on the field. And when he's sent to the graveyard, when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one banished dark monster and add that target to your hand. Any dark monster that you have that is banished, target it with Trance Archfiend. When it's destroyed, you get it back to your hand. If you need that extra draw power, get Brow back. If you need field presence, get the Silva back. You need that extra Grapha, go for Snow or Grapha. It's so good. So good. Next is the best card in the deck, Card Destruction. Card Destruction F's everybody over. Everybody. And no matter what deck you're using, it will F you in the A. If you're a smart player running this deck, if you're smart and you're running this deck, this card will put a penis in your butthole. I'm not even going to lie. It's going to put a dick in your ass and you're not going to like it. 3 Dark World Dealings, because it's a 1-for-1 plus an effect for your Dark Worlds. So why not? You trade a card to get rid of something on the field, draw another card. Okay, Dark World Dealings. Draw 1, discard 1. Simple effect. Simple effect. But when you put it with Dark Worlds, which what it is meant for, which is what it is meant for, you ditch Brow. You draw 2 cards. Ditch Gold. You get a 2300 beater on the field for free. Ditch Grapha. You get rid of a card on the field. Ditch Snow. You get whatever you need. Ditch Silva. 2300 beater on the field. Ditch that dead card in your hand that you just don't need. Drag Down into the Grave. Not much to say about this card. It's an excellent card in this deck, but you're going to have to read it and figure out how to use it at the right times. You have to be smart about using this card because it's a really bad card. It's a bad card, but it's good for Dark Worlds if you're a smart player about it. You and your opponent look at each other's hands. You both select one card amongst them and discard the cards and draw 1 card. So you pretty much want to set anything you have in your hand. Just set it. Activate Drag Down while you have Dark World in your hand. They have no choice but to choose from amongst the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 Dark World cards you have and ditch it. And then you get to get rid of something that they could possibly make a tremendous play off of. So yeah, Drag Down, really good. And then you get to draw that card. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, because I find no reason for negation in this deck. It's too slow and too costly for the deck to have it. So just MST the shit out of them. Gates of the Dark World is that card that keeps your deck running. Remove the Brows and Beiges and Snows in your graveyard. Yeah, hell, even remove the Trance Archfiends in your graveyard. Remove them, ditch a Dark World, draw a card. Remove a Trance Archfiend, ditch Snow, draw a card. Snow, go grab Grapha, go grab Dealings, go grab Gold, Brow, Beige, Silva, anything you need to win the game. This card will pretty much get it for you. Because he can be comboed up with any Dark World and draw you a card. So, if you're not running 3, you're stupid. Eradicator Epidemic Virus and Deck Devastation Virus. This is where my build differs from the YCS build. Because the YCS build was running 2 Dark Smog. The YCS build was running 2 Dark Smog, which is a really good card. Speeds up the deck and fights the meta. It gets rid of the Hornet plays. It gets rid of the Wind Up Hunter plays. It gets rid of all kinds of plays the meta are doing now. Which is good. It's good. But you use it once. Once per turn, and that's it. Deck Devastation and Eradicator last for 3 turns, plus you get to know what your opponent is drawing and adapt to their plays. I love it. I would run 1 or 2 Dark Smogs if I could find a place for them, but right now I just can't. 2 Mind Crush, because you get to look at your opponent's hand quite a lot, and if you call it right, it's gone. If not, keep Dark Wolves in your hand. I run 1 Skill Drain because it's nice to have it. If you don't have it, that's okay. I guess. Skill Drain is just good to have. That's why I play it in 1-ofs. 2 Solemn Warning, self-explanatory, and 1 Torrential. That's self-explanatory. The extra deck is the exact same as the YCS build, but I never use the extra deck because I always forget I have it. But whatever. So yeah. Thanks for watching the deck list, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share our videos with the world. Make sure they know we are out there. I love you guys. It's Taters from Team Sloppy Taters. I'll be checking out.